Yep.
Let's
Better
talk
turn
about
up-
a team
better-
that is exciting, though. Let's transition. And let's talk about a team that is exciting because on March 15th, NFL free agency begins.
Mhm.
Now, I know that in Detroit, we got to kind of reshift our mind and our thinking because the last Thursday in April was always our Super Bowl. The NFL draft, baby.
Yep.
But it's no longer our Super Bowl. Why? Because this team is good enough to compete and contend for one in the future.
Yep.
So that means free agency is important. And we'll get to draft talk. But before you can have draft talk, you got to know what they're doing in free agency. The question is, Eric, do the Lions make a large splash to bring in a free agent this offseason? Or maybe rephrase it as, should they make a big splash?
Yes. They should.
I knew
They
you
have
were
to.
gonna say that.
They have to.
Have to?
They have to.
They have to?
They have to.
No.
I don't believe on a crop of the. I think what they did last year or last season was very rare. I think what they did in terms of having the defense be predicated on the success of rookies is extremely rare.
Sure, for sure. But they drafted good rookies.
Right. But
Okay.
banking on that repeatedly worries me.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
For that, I believe they have to, at the very least, make one splash. Now, how they do it is important. I'm not saying go throw $100 million at Deron Payne. I like Payne, but I'm a little more reserved on what I would give up to bring him in. I would rather they spend a late round pick maybe to mold a late round defensive tackle instead of overpaying for him. Because on the D-line, I don't think you need to have that. But like we talked about last episode, the secondary, if you make a big splash for a Jalen Ramsey.
I thought you were going to bring up wide receivers again.
Well, they're not in a position where they need that for the receivers. We're going to get into that at another time, your views on receivers.
Yeah, we are. We
talk
need
about
to,
that.
actually.
But I think they do, because you can't have a team that's based on just pure young talent. You need some been there, done that guys. You have a young coaching staff. You have a young front office. You have a young core group of players. Like if Jared Goff is your most seasoned veteran, you need more veterans and stars around you. So, like, I think they are in a position where they have to at least make one splash at a very important position, whether it's a linebacker they trade for, a cornerback they trade for. They do need to make a splash instead of just solely relying on draft success to come back.
So that free agent that they must sign is a defensive player for you.
For sure. Yep. And I think, yes, it has to be.
Okay, is this a situation where, I'm trying to think through this. Like, I've been looking at, like, the free agent list and who's available, how much cap space they have, which is about $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need one great signing or, like, 3 good signings? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are they equal?
I'm gonna say one. I don't think they need to get desperate and just like do what the
throw
what
money
the Jaguars,
at everybody.
Yeah, what the Jaguars did, I didn't like that. They just paid
Worked out for
everybody.
them though. They got to the playoffs.
Yeah, it worked, but I still
they weren't
don't like,
great. But
I still don't like that philosophy though.
Sure.
Like you're gonna have. I'd rather build through the draft and like have those kind of long term pieces you have to the draft instead of spending the money out. So I'd rather see them do that. But a splash, I think, is required. And you push back, so it seems like you don't agree with that.
I don't think it's.
You don't think they have to?
I don't think they have to. I don't think. I don't know. I'm torn. Do I want them to? Yeah, I probably want them to. Do I think they have to, though? I really don't think they have to. The thing about Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, specifically Brad Holmes, is since he's been on the job, he's kind of been this, like, steady Eddie. Like, I've got this. Don't worry. I've got a plan. We're sticking to the plan. Boom. This is what's happening, right? Mm-hmm. And it's worked out well. He stuck to his guns, and Penei Sewell fell in his lap. Then Hutchinson fell in his lap, and then he traded up to get J-Mo, and they all seemed really excited about that. Mm-hmm. So I almost feel like, okay, if that is kind of the philosophy is we've got this plan, we're sticking to this plan, then I don't think it's a have to make a splash. But I think it's we're going to sign guys that fit. Like, you would agree that the Lions defense has more holes than just a defensive tackle.
For sure. 100%.
Or just a cornerback.
Yeah, all 3 layers they got holes.
So if I could not get a Javon Hargrave or a Daron Payne and take that money and spend it on a second-tier corner.
Okay.
A Leighton Vander Esch from Dallas, right? Linebacker. Maybe that fits the plan better, and then you know, okay, I'm gonna get one of those top-tier talented guys at whatever position I didn't fill in the draft. I don't know. A splash just, I don't know.
I think because they made splashes in the draft indicates that they realize that those moves are kind of necessary. And again, when you're just building it on guys that are young, you're still going to need veterans around them to kind of help them get in the positions that they need. Like, especially on the defense, like they need that. Like, I don't think they can just solely rely on just getting the right pick and just hoping that guy pans out. Like, I think, especially where we talked about it last episode, we agree they have a 2-3 year Super Bowl window. So if you have that, you got to make some bold splashes to put those guys in the right position.
That window can be extended, though. Would you say that the Chiefs Super Bowl window has only been a couple of years at a time?
No, not at all.
Because they've built the right way. And what big splashy free agents did they sign?
I mean, you could debate
Tyrann Mathieu.
You could debate they did it the right way. I think they could get away with it because they have Mahomes.
Well, hold on a second. They also they were smart about their cap. They didn't pay Tyreek Hill. They traded him to Miami for compensation.
Yeah, because he said he wanted more money. Yeah.
Right. Because
you had Pat Mahomes.
Well, yes, there's that, but I mean, everybody. I don't know. I'm really torn on this because
you think they can. Okay, we both agree they need to be in the playoffs. You think they can get there by, let's say they just draft right, but rely on in free agency re-signing the veterans that they want. Let's say they bring Shark back, Bugs, and Jamal Williams.
Bugs, yes. Jamal Williams, yes. Shark, don't pay Shark.
I'm okay if people don't want Shark. I'm okay with that.
I got no interest in Shark. Listen, here's the thing. We keep coming back to wide receivers. First of all, Tyreek Hill said that he wanted to play with Jared Goff, right?
Crazy.
Or that he'd like to play with Jared Goff.
Crazy.
What out of left field? I pray, I hope in this internet age that's fake, first of all. Because I don't want people going, oh man, Tyreek will look good in Honolulu blue. No, absolutely not. No. Because of the amount of you're entertaining it.
I'm not. If we love J-Mo here, we can't sit here and say Tyreek would be terrible here. I'm not going to do that.
I didn't say he would be terrible. I'm saying don't spend the resources to even entertain. Like, it's not even worth the brain cells to even entertain that nonsense.
I'm okay with that argument.
And by the time that he's able to come here because his contract is in a good spot or it's over with, he's not going to be Tyreek Hill anymore.
I agree with that.
So, just stop. Can we stop with this? Because I'm pretty sure that I've seen the already mocked up him in Honolulu blue picture.
Blame him then. Don't blame the fans. Because he did this. We didn't ask for this.
Players got to stop doing this. They got to stop doing this.
Home, like whose bucket list has Jared Goff at the top? Nobody thought that. We was chilling.
Yeah. Second of all, PFF mocked a trade between the Lions and the Bengals. Us sending one of our first-round picks and another pick for T. Higgins.
Hate it.
Hated it.
Definitely hated that.
We spent our capital on a wide receiver last year.
Mm-hmm.
J-Mo.
Yep.
You don't need to spend more capital on a wide receiver.
Not high capital. They don't need to spend high cap. They do. They could use another receiver. Would you disagree with that?
Yeah. Actually, I
Yeah.
would. I
You
would disagree.
No,
yes,
you're
I would
tripping.
disagree with
No, they do need another receiver. They have J-Mo, we're not sure about yet. They have Amon-Ra, who's at best he's very, very good. He's elite. But there could be a world where he's not even your number one guy. You still don't have a solidified set of tight ends. You may not bring Shark back. They definitely need another receiver. They do.
You got Josh Reynolds.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not making a trade for a wide receiver this year. I'm bringing back who I can bring back, which may mean bringing back Chark, which may mean bringing back Josh Reynolds, and that's okay.
Right.
I'm okay with those guys.
Okay.
I'm not trading draft capital, and I'm also not paying top dollar for Chark.
I wouldn't either.
I'm not even going to give him more than the $10 million I paid him last year.
I'm with you.
I might do it 2 years for 10 each.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Right?
Yep.
220, like 2 for 20.
Yep.
But there's no way I'm paying. Because, again, I don't believe in top value for wide receivers. I just think that it's insanity. So when it comes to, I don't know.
For some receivers you can break the bank over for. It's okay. The Philly just did it for A.J. Brown. It got him to the Super Bowl. It's
got
not
him
a
to the Super Bowl.
idea.
Did it win him the Super Bowl, though? No, it
Do you
did
think
not.
they're regretting that they put that capital up for him?
No.
They're fine with it.
I don't think they are, but I just don't. You don't. I understand it's a passing league. I get all that. Those are the arguments. I got called an idiot. I got told I don't know the game of football, and you can tell that he's never played, which is...
Instagram had a blast with you last week.
It's highly false that I've never played the game of football, and have probably played a higher...
He has played, guys. Let's put that on the record. I don't agree with it, but he
probably
has
played at a higher level than most people, but that's okay. And I was a quarterback, so I value wide receivers, but I just don't in the NFL.
Let me go back to my question then. So
would
you be okay with their philosophy being, okay, we're just going to stick to the draft and maybe look at our core guys that were here last year, re-sign them, and focus on the draft being our primary focus of building if their plan is to get to the playoffs?
No. They need to make moves in free agency. I don't think they need to make
splash moves.
I don't think they need a splash move. I don't think they need a splash. I don't think they need a Deron Payne or. I really don't. I mean, I'm looking at this list right now, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, you got like Levante David, who's like the 24th best free agent.
I wouldn't bring him in.
Okay, he's old. He's 33.
Right.
I get it.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But 2 to 3 year window, maybe. Cameron Sutton, lower level, like, cornerback, right? Like, not going to be a huge, I don't know. I just don't think that a splash. Would I love it? Yes. I want to make sure that I'm very clear about this. Like, if they sign Deron Payne, I'm going to be like, yes, good job.
So let me ask you. Okay, so you're saying you think they need I don't know if you're saying they don't need a splash or you're just like conservative on how much.
I'm being conservative. I'm being conservative.
Okay, fine.
Because I want to protect the integrity of what they are building, right?
Right.
And a lot of that has stemmed from the capital that they have.
Okay.
So in order to maintain that capital, and I'm not saying that you hoard what you have.
You don't do that.
But when you have cap space, you need to spend cap space. Like, here's my philosophy. If there's a cap, then you spend up to the 99th cent of that cap.
Okay.
If you feel like you want to pay the tax or whatever the penalty is, then do it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the ability to sign a Deron Payne and you feel like it fits within your plan, then go for it.
Okay.
But I will say that if that splash play on the free agent market is on the offensive side of the ball, it was the wrong move. Unless it was a lineman.
Okay.
If there are rumors that the Lions are talking to Saquon Barkley, they're getting put on blast.
Out the window. Yes.
They're getting put on blast.
Yes, I would hate that.
Josh Jacobs would be in the same boat. I like Josh Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you don't. And if you don't have to pay top dollar for him, I get it. Okay, sure. I would rather draft somebody in the 3rd, 4th round as a running back that is younger, less mileage. The only person I'd probably be interested as a running back would be a Miles Sanders, depending on his number.
Yeah.
Because it kind of fits within that like offensive scheme. It seems a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Had a great year last year. I don't know, but I just think like if you're gonna make a splash play, it's got to be a defensive lineman or
luckily
corner.
For you, it's not a rich class of wide receivers. Like a lot of these guys are
good,
like, kind of low end number 2s or
Jacoby
like
Myers,
3s, Robert Woods. Yeah, like it's not a whole lot of like Marvin Jones. Like these guys aren't breaking the bank type players. So don't worry, you won't see that happen with the Lions this year. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, good, as they should have. Because you don't spend high dollar for wide receivers.
Yeah, it's because the receivers don't matter and they're not valuable at all. Gotcha. I'm gonna keep Instagram was on your behind, bro. They going off.
They were on, but I mean, there's just so much that has to go right for a receiver to do his job.
Yeah. He's just the
offensive line has to hold up. The quarterback has to make the right read. The quarterback has to throw the ball accurately and on time. Oh, and by the way, the defense has to be in the right coverage for the quarterback to even look your way. And you have to run the right route. And there's just so much that has to go right for a wide receiver to do their job.
Right, but sometimes in a movie...
And but I will say that there are wide receivers that can cover the sins of bad quarterbacks. I'm with you. But... after this season, do you really believe that Jared Goff needs that kind of receiver?
He could use another receiver.
He can. I didn't say.
Does he need a top end flight? No. We don't need to go spin for a Jamar Chase type dude, but
or T Higgins for crying out loud.
Definitely not for T Higgins. No, but
and I like T Higgins. I just don't like him being traded to the Lions because that's like. No.
But this notion that
speaking of which,
least valuable.
This just hit me. That same article by PFF that had the Lions trading for T Higgins had Ramsey going to the Dolphins for a 2nd round pick and a 2nd round next year.
I can see them actually doing that. Miami seems like
forget about the team. Forget about the destination. Forget about that. We talked last week about having to spend the 18th or the 6th pick on him.
Right.
And PFF is valuing him at a 2nd round and an additional 2nd round.
Oh, yeah. Then I would have no problem in that case.
No problem.
Yeah. Like I said, if you can finesse them, the Rams could be in a position where they need to let go of some guys. So if we can finesse, go for it. The 2nd, easy. Pick up the phone right away, Brad Holmes.
Bobby Wagner. Oh, this was it.
I saw that too, yep.
The Rams, so their projected trade for Jalen Ramsey. They send Jalen Ramsey and a 5th round compensatory pick and acquire a 2023 2nd round and a 2024 2nd round.
Easy. That's easy, especially considering where the Lions are now. Do that immediately. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. March 15th is when it picks up. Oh, yeah. It's when free agency starts. And according to you, Deron Payne's going to be a Detroit Lion.
Get that money ready. That big cash coming.
I mean, you got... nobody knows what's happening. Here's just a rundown of some of the top free agents, according to CBS. Lamar Jackson, number 1, but nobody really knows what's going on with him.
Yes. Derek
Carr, who we've talked about previously.
Your boy.
Yeah. I mean, I was proud of what he did. Javon Hargrave, defensive tackle. Deron Payne, defensive tackle. Saquon, stay the heck away from Detroit.
Don't do it. Don't do it, guys.
Marcus Davenport, edge defensive end. Orlando Brown, offensive tackle. Jawan Taylor, offensive tackle. Daniel Jones is the 9th best free agent available. You got to be kidding me.
No way. That's
according
disgusting.
To CBS. Come on.
That's terrible.
Jeez, Jason Kelsey, which he's going to stay in Philadelphia. There's no way that he leaves. Josh Jacobs, Jamel Dean, the cornerback from Tampa Bay. That's a good name. Yeah. James Bradbury, cornerback from Philadelphia. another good name. Tremaine Edmonds, another good name. Like, I'd be all in if they got. Please rid us of Alex Anzalone.
Please. And that horrible secondary too. They
Jesse Bates, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Love him. Would love him in Detroit.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. I mean, signing a free agent tight end is not out of the question either, because I'd rather not spend draft capital on a tight end. Give me a guy here for 1 to 2 years.
If they draft
Levante David, too old.
Anything within the 3rd round, I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah. TJ Edwards. Honestly, if they address offense before the 4th round, with the exception of Bijan Robinson falling to the 2nd round, I would be upset.
You mean it's turn up a skill position players? Because if they get a guard,
yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, thank you for not getting
it's
Instagram
okay.
on my behind this time.
Yeah, Instagram, sit out, guys, sit out. Everybody go, he's at it again. Let's get him. Like, all right, sit out, get your pitchforks down.
Yeah, but I'm not. If Anthony Richardson's there at 18, he's intriguing. I'm not interested.
I get that. He's
intriguing. Don't get me wrong. And as we get closer to draft time, I might be more for it. But like, I don't. Defense, and free agency, defense. And then you've got run it back with the offense you had last year. And go to town, man. Like, just do it.
Let that offense flourish.
Oh, he's going to be our quarterback for a long time. He's going to be our quarterback for a long time. I just know it. Yeah, I mean, listen, my worst nightmare is them winning a playoff game next year. Potentially a Super Bowl appearance within the next 2 years with Jared Goff as their quarterback and that man getting a statue.
How quick those number 9 jerseys will be forgotten in Detroit. Matt, what? Who?
Matt,
huh?
Oh, my worst nightmare. Goffense.
It's here, baby.
Oh, I just need to probably accept the fact that he's going to be a Detroit Lion for a long time. Like, they're going to extend him. I just know it. Like, now I'm starting to get that feeling like...
I keep forgetting he's only like 28 years old, because you would think the way they talk about him, he's like...
I know. And he
32.
played really well at the end of the season last year. Like, yes. I'll give him his props. Man. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I mean, everybody lists quarterback as a position of need for the Lions. Did you know that?
I have seen that.
Which I'm for. Like, I'm here for it because everybody thinks you need a dual threat at this point. Listen, I will say it and I will say it again, and then we can move on to hoorah or who cares. Mm-hmm. If Jared Goff wants to restructure his contract and get below like the 10% of the cap mark, I'd be okay for a couple more years. Okay. For a couple, yeah. I can't. Listen, other than the Chiefs this year, obviously, and I don't even know. I'd have to look because I haven't looked it up. But like since 2012, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks do not go above like 12% of their team's overall cap. And where's Jared Goff right now? 13.4%. So we gotta get that number down.
Shave some of that off, man.
Yeah, big time.